We're diving into a story out of Nairobi, Kenya, where a massive terror attack was stopped, like literally just hours before it was supposed to go down. Thanks to a special police operation, a huge tragedy was avoided. So, the big questions are, how did they do it, and what does this foiled plot tell us about how counterterrorism is evolving? All right, let's get right into it.
So picture this. Millions of people are getting ready for a really important period of religious observance. And just hours before it all starts, authorities swoop in and intercept 2 suspects. These guys allegedly have ties to the Al-Shabaab terror group. And believe me, this was no small-time threat. They were armed to the teeth and looked like they were ready for a huge, devastating attack.
And yeah, let's talk about that timing, because it's absolutely critical. The plan was to launch this attack right on the eve of both the holy month of Ramadan and the Lenten season. I mean, come on, that's almost certainly not a coincidence, right? It really looks like this timing was deliberately picked to create the most fear possible, hitting a time that's incredibly important for both Muslims and Christians in the area.
Okay, so what exactly did the police find on these guys? Well, the arsenal they uncovered, it points to a plan that is frankly bone-chilling. Get this, inside their vehicle, authorities found what basically amounts to a small army's worth of gear. We're talking 5 AK-47 rifles, a Makarov pistol, 20 magazines, and a whole lot of ammo. But to really grasp the firepower they were packing, you've got to see the actual numbers. So to be specific, they had over 600 rounds of ammunition. But honestly, what might be even more terrifying, they were also carrying hundreds of grenades. Just think about that for a second. The amount of damage they could have done, it's just staggering to even imagine. But then, the whole story gets weird. You see, right there with all those guns and grenades, police found medical supplies. I'm talking disposable syringes, bandages, things like that. Which, makes you stop and think, why in the world would heavily armed attackers be carrying that stuff? And the most mysterious part of all, a set of vitamin K injections. Now, normally that's used by doctors to help blood clot. But here's the thing, if it's injected the wrong way, it can be incredibly dangerous. We're talking side effects like cardiovascular failure. So whatever their plan was, this detail adds a really strange and sinister layer to the whole thing.
So, you've got this incredibly dangerous plot about to happen. How on earth did the authorities stop it in time? Well, this wasn't just a lucky break. Not at all. It was the payoff from a really careful multi-agency intelligence operation.
This takedown didn't just happen overnight. It was a whole process. It actually started weeks earlier with some really critical intelligence gathering. Once they had a lead, a multi-agency security team put the suspects under super tight surveillance. They were tracking their every move. And it all came to a head on a Tuesday night. The team